Go live. Let's see if it works this time. All right, now we're actually we're actually live, right?
I don't know if it's
No, it's live now. It's live. Before, sorry everybody, we have a problem here with YouTube, They're always changing the format. So they used to have this old streaming dashboard, which I'm used to using, and they force you to use the new one now. I thought we were speaking live, but it was actually just us talking to nothing. If you can hear us, please let us know. I'm still not sure about this new YouTube dashboard thing.
and there's a lag, so I don't know if it's showing current us or past us that we're
Yeah,
talking to.
it's
Nothing.
it's showing a delay of like 20 seconds. So yeah, if you can actually hear us and see us, just let us know. But yeah, what we were saying is basically this is the coronavirus. It's a big deal around the world. I hoped that it was not going to come to Japan. I thought Japan is an organized country, and I didn't think it could be that bad here. But
Yeah, after all, we are, island, so I kind of felt maybe this is not gonna be too much because we are kind of separated from all over the places. But I guess that was not the case.
yeah, the island thing doesn't help too much these days. Okay, Richard Garcia can hear us. Nice. Adam Baudre. How do you pronounce that? Sorry,
Undo.
Adam. Yeah, she probably knows. Mandy Lewis. All right. This freaking software is racist. But anyway, the live stream's really happening now. So, this coronavirus, I didn't think it would be a big problem at first, but it turns out it is. We got to be honest with people, we got to let you know what's going on here. So, we just want to tell you what's the real life surviving the coronavirus deep inside the heart of Japan. So let's just say everything we said before we were talking to ourselves. Let's just talk about our history, the awareness we've had of this virus and how it kind of evolved, how our feelings about the virus evolved over time. So I first saw some mention of the virus when we were on our honeymoon trip in Greece and Malta.
By the way, which was good.
Yeah, that trip was amazing. It was a really great start to 2020, and I thought this year would be great because of how that honeymoon started. But things have changed a lot since then. So during that trip, I saw some headlines about this virus going on in China. But, there's always some virus going on somewhere, and it usually doesn't amount to much. Even Ebola, it can be very devastating, but it never really spread to other continents. So this virus didn't seem like a big deal. Now, after our trip to Greece and Malta, we got back to the airport in Tokyo, and they did have a self-quarantine.
Which always happen.
Yeah, they have that thing going all the time, and I think there might have been a mention of the virus, but it was more just generalized. If you have any symptoms, you can voluntarily check in, which I think, well, that's kind of useless because
I think that sign also had like, please let us know if you touched the camel or something. So I feel like, maybe
Yeah.
I shouldn't. I mean, it's very rare case or something.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I didn't have a fever, but if I did, but then I didn't touch a camel, then it kind of be like, oh, well, I guess that doesn't apply to me. Yeah, I forgot about the camel thing. So anyway, I thought, well, is that related to the coronavirus or this virus in China? I don't know. Maybe that's just another generic quarantine. It's voluntary, so the people that, don't self-quarantine are the ones you have to worry about anyway. So after we got back from the trip, I was checking Reddit more. I saw more mentions of this virus in Wuhan. Then I started kind of checking it a lot. I started not obsessively checking it, but I was signed up to the subreddit coronavirus and China flu. And yeah, I started looking into it more. Just it evolved pretty quickly, right? They shut down the market in early January, and then by the end of January, they quarantined the whole city. So, yeah, that was kind of fast. But let's see here. I guess Japanese news wasn't really reporting on it until the end of January, around the time that Wuhan was quarantined.
Yeah, like I think I started seeing lots of news just before the city was quarantined.
Yes.
So that was kind of a bit slow to report, I guess.
It was slow, and I don't know how American news was. I tried to look on these YouTube channels like ABC or NBC just to see, but I didn't think they were really talking about it much. So, anyway, at this point, there were actually some cases that started to happen in Japan. And okay, well, they were Wuhan related.
Yeah, I think it was reported around the time, like the Chinese year time.
Yeah, the New
Chinese
Year.
New Year time. And it started from like bus drivers and bus guys who toured Wuhan tour people.
Yeah, there was a bus driver who took a whole bunch of people from Wuhan cruising around. Then he got it. I don't know if some of his relatives got it. I kind of mix up some of the cases, but yeah, people related to Wuhan in some way, they were getting it. A few people. I don't know how many. There was like 5 or something, so it seemed like, well, the government probably is tracking down anyone related to them, and so it's probably safe.
Yeah, I feel like as far as I'm not contacting anyone who contacted people
Yeah.
too much, then should be fine. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
like none of my friends drive tour buses for Wuhanese people. So I thought I was pretty much safe on that one. So after that, some cases began being reported that were not related to Wuhan. Like, I can't remember. There was a taxi driver
Yeah.
and just various people where they weren't really sure if they were related, but the numbers were still pretty small, so I wasn't that worried. And Japan's a big enough country that, like, if there's 10 cases, the chances of you contacting anyone that are those cases are very small. So at some point, this Diamond Princess cruise ship got docked in Yokohama. That's the time where I was thinking, man, that's like, whew. Just imagine you go on a trip, you think you're going to have a good time, and then it ends up becoming a nightmare. I was following that ship, and it seemed like there was just more infections all the time. And I was thinking, man, like, what's going on with the ship? Like, is this, like, virus really contagious, or are they just doing a bad job? I thought if I was on that ship, I'd be going stir crazy. Like, I was watching some people on YouTube, these 2 British, this man and woman, man and wife. They were talking to British media and just updating people, and it seemed scary, you know?
Yeah.
But the ship was quarantined anyway, so I felt bad for these people, you know? And worried for them. But I thought at least it's not going to spread throughout Japan, right?
Yeah, I was kind of just wondering like what they would do with the ship because they can't be on the ship forever.
Yeah. Some countries started flying out their citizens, which I thought was good, you know? Fly them back to their home country and then just quarantine them for 2 weeks. That seemed good, you know? But just to stay on that boat, I saw the numbers kept going up. So I'm thinking if I was on that boat, I would just be like, man, screw it. I'd just jump off the ship or something. But I don't know. The thing is, there was a Japanese doctor that toured the boat, and he was like shocked at how badly managed it was. Like they didn't really have quarantine zones set up correctly. So yeah, he said it was like very badly set up.
That is also kind of like argument that brought some arguments that the doctor wasn't really like wasn't on the ship long enough, or like
Yeah.
he was not supposed to be on the ship, and then all the argument kind of
Oh, okay.
busted.
He wasn't
And
supposed to be on there. Yeah.
yeah, so the video is actually now took down, and then there are lots of arguments around his comments.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know what the real story is. That's also kind of scary part of this situation, because we don't know what's true and what's really happening.
Yeah, I think it was a case of kill the messenger, because basically this guy was the one that pointed out how bad the situation really was. And, yeah, like,
Yeah, but I guess maybe he was true to some extent, because there was some staff who got infected afterwards, who, those who worked on the ship
Yeah.
infected afterwards. So I guess that is kind of his statement has to be true to some extent.
I think it's right if so many people are getting infected, you know what I mean? But let's see who's on this chat here. I think we still got Adam, Richard Garcia, Mandy Lewis. Nice to see you, Sweet Cheeks, Dowg, Danny G. What else? Andy Japandi. How's it going, Andy? I actually wanted to meet up with Andy and Sam, my friends, but now I'm worried about going anywhere in public, but we'll get to that later. Solo Dolo, glad you guys are okay. Andy Japandi says, yeah, my college in Tokyo switched to online classes. Yeah, that's the way to go. I think more things should be going online real quick. Andy says through the first week of that, there's a lot of technical issues, but maybe it's going to be okay now. All right, so this ship... Yeah, Yoisho. This ship was a plague ship from hell. So the doctor said it was badly managed. Eventually, I don't know what happened. They just decided they're going to release a lot of people off that boat. They released a few hundred. Now, I guess in theory they were tested, but the thing with these tests, it seems like people can test positive, like test negative, negative, positive, negative.
Plus, you never know. Like on the ship, things kept happening, so
Yeah.
you don't know which is actually 3 weeks of quarantine.
Yeah.
Like you are always exposed to the virus. So like
Yeah.
from what time,
Yeah, exactly. They can't really say how long you've been quarantined. So they released hundreds of people off that ship. Then I started to get worried. I'm like, well, that's it? Shouldn't they release them into a separate quarantine or something? I feel bad for the people on the ship because, like, I would be going stir crazy on that ship. I wouldn't want to be quarantined forever. But at the same time, you want to think of the safety of the whole of Japan, right? So I was worried once they released the people off that ship. I was like, maybe Japan isn't managing this situation that well. So after that, okay, we have the ship. At that point, we were getting reports that there were some people actually near where we live who were infected, and just one station away. And there was some person who uses the train line that you use to go to work every day. So you think someone's on a train line with hundreds or thousands of people every day.
And my train's always really packed. Like
Yeah.
this packed.
The train is packed, so you're like basically this close to a complete stranger, like almost close enough for your eyes to touch.
It's a touch.
Sometimes it's like a sardine can in there. So anyway, then when we got people infected near our neighborhood, it was like getting kind of a little bit scary then, because it's like, well, that's like literally just one stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like if you're on a train, it's like, close contact confirmed, really.
Yeah.
And the reason we are so worried is that I have asthma, so if I ever get the virus, then it could be really bad. So that's why we started being worried.
Yeah, this virus, they say it's only killing old people, like as if that's a good thing. Everyone's got parents, everyone's got grandparents, usually. So like, it's okay because old people are dying. All right. Well, young people are supposed to be a lower chance of dying. Okay, but like I saw these reports about doctors in Wuhan, young doctors, healthy people dying, so I'm thinking, man, like, yeah, this virus is dangerous, and you have your problem with asthma, so that can make it worse. So we were concerned about it, you know. Now at this point, let's say we're about mid-February at this point. Masks were getting sold out in mid-February.
By mid more like by mid February. I actually don't know when they
I
actually.
don't know either. I think most Japanese people have a big box of them in their house with anywhere from 50 to 100 masks. So, unless you're looking for it, you're not going to see the real point when they're sold out. So, you had a box of maybe 50.
Yeah, for my hay fever.
Yeah, a lot of Japanese people have hay fever in the months of, like, what, end of February to May?
May. Mm.
They're allergic to the cedar trees, which were planted by the thousands or hundreds of thousands. That's a side topic, but yeah, so she has hay fever. A lot of Japanese people do. They buy masks this time of year anyway. Plus the fact that most of these masks are made in China, so like they need them in China a lot, and maybe they can't produce as many when they have this coronavirus. So that and plus people, I guess, panic buying. That mean they're sold out, and they've been sold out ever since then.
Yeah, the other reason that it's sold out is that there are lots of people like selling on like eBay with a
Yes.
so too high price, like like $100 or something for one box.
Yes.
Which is like really annoying, and it's so inhuman.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, people are trying to sell things for a higher price. By the way, Tim Lash says, hello from sunny Florida. Stay buck wild and carry on. We got a super chat from Tim Lash. Tim Lash, thanks a lot. You're helping us to survive, actually, right?
ありがとうございます。
Arigato gozaimasu. Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
You're going to help us to weather the storm, baby. Now, Danny G is asking about the toilet paper. Is it fake news? It's real news.
It's real. It's real.
We're going to get to that, you know, on our chronological summary of this coronavirus. We're going to get to it. But yeah, it is true. The paper thing is true. It's sold out. Papa Pepe. Damn.
Pepe.
Pepe. Is that Pepe the racist frog? Pepe says, stay safe, big dog. Thank you. Jia Hao says, is Japan still safe to travel to? I would say Japan is safe, like, right now, as long as you take the proper precautions. But, in a month or two, I don't know. Maybe it won't be. So anyway, let's get back to our chronological thing here. Thanks, Tim, for that super chat. So masks were sold out mid-February. Then, shortly afterward, hand sanitizer sold out. Now, I don't feel, you disagree with me on this, I think, but I don't feel like Japanese people use hand sanitizer as much as Americans do. We tend to
No.
have little bottles all the time, like,
We do have some like hand sanitizers, but not as much as like Westerners do.
yeah.
Um,
I never saw anyone carrying around those little Purells like they do in America, so,
we probably do more of like wet tissue,
okay.
maybe.
Yeah, you do the wet tissue thing, the oshiburi thing. Well, anyway, there's less in general here, but those were sold out.
Including like spray things too, like to sanitize anywhere in the house.
Yeah, and even rubbing alcohol. You bought some rubbing alcohol containers, but those got sold out.
Mm-hmm.
So your parents got us one of those hand sanitizer things. We have some, but otherwise, like, it's not being sold. I think technically masks are being sold, but you have to wait at pharmacies, like, when they restock.
Yeah, like I have a pharmacy really close to my work,
Okay.
and this shop always have like stocking truck every day between 1 to 2 p.m.
Okay.
And around 1 p.m. there's like big queue.
There's
and
a massive line, yeah.
there's no guarantee that they have masks coming,
Yeah.
but they still line up for that
Yep.
chance.
Yep.
And the other thing is that they never know when the truck comes. It's between 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
So maybe the chances are that they are wasting their lunch break
Yeah.
to queue up
Yeah.
or something like that. So that's how serious the shortage of masks are.
Granted, when we go out, most people are wearing them, like maybe 80%. So I don't know how they have them. You have some still. Maybe you have 20 left or something.
Mm-hmm.
But someone at your workplace got a few more for you. I bought these rewashable cotton ones on Amazon USA. Actually, I got them sent to me. I got a link down below in the description box for that
Do you?
one. Yeah, I do, baby.
Well, now people are talking about how to reuse the masks that we usually use. Like, some were saying like you can like boil them in the hot water or something like
Okay.
that. But I don't know, like
It's pretty raggedy and kind of ghetto. To me, I'm thinking, yeah, these masks, they're not like 100% effective or anything, but if it's reusable, at least I know like I've got 8 of these things and I can just
yeah,
keep washing them so that way it's like sustainable. You know what I mean?
yeah. At least it kind of helps not touch.
Yeah, it helps me not to touch my face, and if someone were to sneeze like directly in my face, I think it blocks the straight direct line. Granted,
Least.
my eyes are there, but maybe I should start wearing safety goggles. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. Anyway, so the hand sanitizer sold out. At this point, it was maybe toward the end of February. We started stocking up on stuff,
Yeah,
supplies.
that was because like there was a typhoon in October last year, and we were so late to buy anything, and everything was gone by the time we could go shopping.
Yeah, when we got back from work, everything was sold out. I was like, man, that was quick.
Yeah, like we usually don't really have anything out in an apartment, so we pretty much had nothing in our apartment, and there's
Yeah.
no water, there was no food, and basically there was nothing, and then we felt like so vulnerable at the time that
Yeah.
like we can't buy things because we both work full
Yeah,
time.
if you have someone at home or like someone's at housewives or house husbands or something, they can buy things, okay, but we were both working that day.
Yeah, so like we were so late to buy anything, and
Yeah.
it was kind of scary for us. Like, well, if anything happens, what we should do. So we decided to be kind of prepared this time.
Yeah, I think
in
in the
case.
past we were minimalists in terms of what food and drinks and other supplies we had. We
He's
were.
not minimalist.
Oh, I'm a minimalist.
He had so many shoes.
Not that many. Not that
I
many.
call him shoes.
You
boy.
have more shoes than I do.
shoes boy.
Yeah. Well, I call you Tea Woman. Anyway, that's a side topic. So basically, we just decided we should be prepared for any disaster.
Yep, like we are kind of really prone to have disasters here anyway.
Yeah, we live in a flood zone here, so we should have supplies. And in case this coronavirus thing goes crazy, we should also just stock up. So then we started buying tons of things.
Not tons, but
Well, we
Plenty.
we loaded our bicycles up with tons of stuff. I felt like, man, I kind of felt like I looked like an idiot. But later on, we didn't feel that way because things really did sell out. So after we started stocking up on food, toiletries like toilet paper, shampoo, cleaning products, dishwashing liquids, canned foods, I got contact lenses. After that, this was a big landmark, okay? This was a moment that was pivotal, I think. San Rio Puro Land, which is the
Puro Random.
Purolando. This is the Hello Kitty theme park. It closed down from late February, and I guess they scheduled till mid-March, but maybe they will extend it. I don't know. But I thought, man, if Hello Kitty Land is closing down, that's a big deal, baby.
I was shocked when I learned the news first. I saw it on Twitter, so I thought that was like someone joking or like something like that.
Yeah.
But so I went on the website and I realized that was true. And I was working from home on the day, and I had to tell Dustin like, "Hey, Pure Land, the Hello
Yeah.
Kitty Land is closed."
I kept meaning to go to Hello Kitty Land. Like, I always meant to go there all the time. It's just so far from where I am. But now I missed my chance because it's closed, right? By the way, Jank, $10 super chat from Jank. Jank says, "Stay safe, guys, and thanks for that awesome grocery box." Yeah. Jank signed up for the grocery box last month. Thanks a lot, Jank.
Thank you.
That means a lot, and yeah, stay safe, you know. I don't know how it is in these other countries, in America and in Europe, Canada. I think it's getting scary there too. John Curnow says, "I'm supposed to start school in April in Japan. I hope it doesn't close." Yeah. Who knows what's happening?
Which part?
Yeah, where are you coming in Japan? If you're, we're not going to stalk you or anything, but we're just curious. Andy says masks don't prevent infections. They're designed to keep infections. Yeah. If everyone wears the masks, then if everyone wears a mask, everyone's better off for it. Critical Eats, baby. Check it out. We got Critical Eats
Hello.
Japan here. Usually the instant ramen aisle at the supermarket is the first to go in a disaster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of funny.
It's funny factor, but it's also kind of scary to see empty shelf. Like it's usually like fully stocked up.
Yes. Bread and milk are the first things to sell out in America. Like,
Bread and milk.
Bread and milk, which to me it's like that's probably
okay.
like, it's practically speaking, it's not very effective in a disaster. Bread and milk, but I guess people think like, I need bread and milk every day, so. All right, so Jacob Everson, $10 super chat. Wow, baby.
ありがとうございます.
Thank you so much, Jacob.
Thank you.
You're helping us to survive here, you know? That extra $10 could go to masks. It could go to whatever. Actually, to be honest, we're drinking a lot of booze now because there's not much to do.
Yeah, not much to
But
do.
we're getting to that. We'll get to that. Thank you, Jacob. Danny G says, in Texas, we are buying a lot of bottled water and sanitizer. But you feel fine going to a restaurant? Yeah, okay. Otaku Tensai.
Tensai.
$10 Canadian. Thank you, Otaku Tensai. I like that name.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. How's it going in Canada? I don't know. You know,
I like the
which
sticker.
country's the
That's
worst?
cute.
That's a pretty nice emoji. Although I kind of like the Jacob Everson's bat soup one.
Oh, I love Batman.
Well, he is talking about bat soup. Do you like bat soup?
Bat soup?
Well, that's what they say. In Wuhan, I don't know what was really going on. At first on the news, they were talking about a snake,
Rat.
then a bat, then a rat, and then a fish. Maybe fish was the first one. Fish, snake, bat, rat. I don't know what kind of wild animal they were eating, but anyway, that's a side topic. Don't eat bat soup. Yeah, Mandy Lewis, it's spreading to Washington State, yeah. The West Coast seems to be the worst in America, but I guess all around it's spreading now. Johnny Boy is in Shibuya. John, yeah, be careful about, Shibuya's busy, you know, so I guess you gotta be careful there. There's always a lot of people there. Otaku Tensai again, damn.
ありがとうございます.
Thank you, Otaku Tensai. Let us know how it's going in Canada, Otaku Tensai. Thank you very much.
Or any questions you want to ask?
Yeah, any questions you have, you know,
Yeah.
we'll try to answer everybody, but of course, if you super chat us, that's definitely appreciated. Andy's going to school in Shinjuku. Yeah, these busy places like Shibuya and Shinjuku kind of scare me now. Alright, let's get back to our timeline here. So Sanrio Puro Land, which is the Hello Kitty land, closed, and Ghibli Museum closed around the same time. Ghibli is a place that a lot of tourists we meet, a lot of subscribers we meet
Go.
tend to go there.
Yeah. These are both like a in-house theme park, so that's probably why they closed earlier.
Yeah, it's not open air. Alright, so after that, we get to the final week of February. At this point, toward the end of February, that's when people started to buy things up suddenly. I can't remember what caused that, but suddenly people started buying up stuff.
It said there was a tweet or rumor that was saying like these paper items will be low on the stock because the manufacturer will use that paper to produce masks.
Okay.
But that was a lie. But people just kept buying, and even though the news and TV are saying that it's a rumor, that rumor is a lie, they just kept buying because there's no stock in the store, so they just had to buy so that they can be safe.
Yeah,
So-
when you see it's low in the store, I think people just, if they see the last one or the last two, then they just buy it right straight up.
Yeah, so I think it's been like more like 10 days already since the toilet rolls and tissue paper is gone.
Luckily, we had bought them already, so I don't know how many rolls we have now, like 10 maybe. But
Just one pack.
one pack, and you got the tissue paper. So yeah, final week of February, all paper things sold out. Then, yeah, as we mentioned earlier, Critical Eats mentioned, instant noodles sold out. Rice in our local market, rice sold out,
Yep.
but it was, I guess, temporary because I see now they have some rice. They
Yeah.
don't have tons, but they have some rice. Luckily, we already bought that rice a while ago.
Yeah, so tissues also have tissue, like manufacturers are supposed to have tons of tissues and toilet rolls, so it should be temporary.
They started ramping up production, and they're supposed to be distributing it now. So,
So it
in
should be-
theory,
yeah.
the toilet paper problem should go away soon, in theory. I don't know what people would do if they didn't have any, because, you know, if you're not watching the news and stuff, maybe you happen to be on your last roll right when it starts selling out, then what do you do?
I did see some tweets saying, "Oh my God, we have only 2 rolls in the family," or like
Yeah.
on the really low, like really close to the center.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's true though, but
Like, just start going to the bathroom in public toilets, I guess.
yeah, minimalists are having some difficult time these days.
Yeah, don't be a minimalist now. So anyway, that was selling out. Now, I guess at this point it was either the end of February or maybe early March. Disney theme parks decided to close down.
Yeah, that was in the end of February.
Okay.
And also Universal Studio Japan.
Yes.
That was like pretty surprising. Like these big theme parks closed.
Yes. And Critical Eats Japan says that Fuji Q Highland, which
Yep.
is a famous theme park with massive roller coasters, that also closed. So yeah.
Yeah, like pretty much all the theme parks are closed now.
Which in a way, this would be a busy time for them because a lot of high schools and stuff go
Like a spring holiday.
spring holiday time. So this is kind of a time where they can make some money, right?
Yeah, especially like this is like the end of fiscal year in Japan for schools. So there'll be kids that are graduating and they tend to go those, theme parks like Disneyland, Universal Studios Japan, and Fuji Highland are kind of main attractions they want to go.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, so that's harsh. So at this point, I guess the beginning of March, Akino's job let her start working from home most days.
yeah, I still go in sometimes though.
Yeah, you go in usually once a week, right?
Yeah, it's not really decided, but kind
Okay.
of.
So, I mean, at least that feels better, because taking the train and stuff, if you can do your job remotely, then you definitely should, you know what I mean? Like, it
Yeah.
seems like a no brainer to me that they should encourage people to do that, but that's not the case. We'll get into that later. Now, as you probably know, I teach English at a high school and also at an Eikaiwa, and both of those were canceled for me, so I haven't had to go to work. At least the first 2 weeks of March,
Yeah,
but
like actually all the schools in Japan from like kindergarten,
yes,
primary school, junior high school, and high school are all suspended.
yes.
Was it including high school?
I think,
guess,
yeah, I
right?
think
Yeah.
high school was. Now, they suspended it around exam times, so I think the high school students still did their exam, I think. But as far as classes and everything, well, they
Well,
stopped.
you said test exams were cancelled or they don't know what's gonna happen,
Yeah,
so
okay.
that's gonna affect the grading as well. They
Okay.
said.
I didn't even know that, but yeah, it's hard to see how they could do that because they rely so heavily on those exams.
Yeah, and the other problem is that there are lots of working parents, so they don't really know how to deal with the situation.
It was very they kind of announced that closure with little warning. It wasn't like, "Oh, we're going to close,
Yeah, we're gonna close, or
or we're
like,
thinking about closing." It was just like, "Oh, we're closing them."
yeah, so after school place that can keep kids for working parents, they are probably having some trouble because they couldn't really prepare for this time.
They're asking those after school places to extend their hours for the whole day so that if parents can't keep like take care of their children, then they can send them to this place all day.
Yeah, other problem is that many primary schools do lunch, like we call it kyushoku, and it's like a school lunch. A
Yes.
school prepares lunch for every kids with tiny money, and so there are lots of vendors that supply the ingredients or like some
The
food,
milk.
and actually milk is a big problem. Like farmers are not doing well in the first place these days, but they can't sell this milk to schools, which is a lot, just a bunch of milk every day to school kids.
Yeah.
But cows can't decide how much
They have to keep milking the cows no matter what.
so they have to waste so much milk. So yeah, just trying. There are, there are lots of tweets to encourage to consume milk these days.
Yeah. They're making people drink milk here, forcing them.
What?
They're encouraging people to drink milk. All right, let's see what we got here. Critical Eats Japan. The other day I watched a Matt Damon movie called Contagion. Eerily similar to what is going on now with the virus. Yeah, I think I had seen that movie a while ago, maybe part of it. I didn't see the whole thing. I want to watch that movie now, but I feel like it's going to freak me out, so maybe I won't watch it until after everything blows over.
We did watch Inferno, which is
Yeah, technically we did watch Inferno. Parts of that seemed like the guy was this maniac who wanted to infect the whole world so we could like cut the population and basically save the human race by like killing a bunch of people somehow. Yeah, I don't know. That was it was good. We were drinking wine. So I liked it. Now, Danny G, $5 super chat. My bro won a gachapon a while ago. So is the gachapon industry taking a hit? I think everything's taking a hit. Like, everything, certain things are taking more of a hit. you know?
like some was saying like plastic, anything with plastic will be taking some hits.
It's about the supply side and the demand side. So these gachapon, I feel like they mass produce them and they keep them in a warehouse or something. So I don't think there's going to be any supply disruptions. But I don't think people are going out as much, and maybe people are buying gachapon, but I don't know. Like, I don't think.
I don't know. Maybe kids are out, so
Maybe they're buying them
they're
more.
on quote holidays now.
Yeah. In a way, like, I feel a little bit worried that people aren't as concerned sometimes as I think they should be. But we'll talk about it more later, but, okay, so my school got canceled. I'm still getting paid, you know what I mean? But I don't think that can go on forever. So if these schools are canceled for really long, I don't think I can just get paid for doing nothing forever. So it makes you worry about what kind of job you have. Everyone gets affected in some way, some industries more than others. Okay, so the number of cases now have really just started to explode in other countries, South Korea, Iran, and Italy, among others. It's not in Japan. In theory, it's not. So we don't know if they're being tested properly or not. But in theory, it's not. It's not exploding here. I don't really trust it. We'll get to that. The cases have been steadily increasing, though. Like, they're still going up at a pretty fast enough pace. So that's where we are now. That's the history of the virus up to this point. Now, what we are going to talk about is what is our day-to-day life like in Japan.
Under this situation.
Yeah, specifically now, because it didn't really come to a head until Akina started working from home, and then I don't have to work from home. I'm just home. I don't want to go out too much because I don't want to expose her to the virus. Obviously, I don't want to be exposed either, but as she mentioned, she has asthma, and I don't want her to get it. So, you've had to work from home, and, yeah, I haven't gone out much. I went for a run the other day outside. The weather's been kind of shabby anyway. This whole thing has only been really going on for the last week, where we both were working from home. There were times where you were working from home or I was home, but it wasn't both of us. Now it's both of us. So you tend to work during the day, and I was studying Japanese. And at nights and on the weekends, we basically drink at home. We drink at home. We actually had Coronas. Earlier in the week, I was making a bunch of Mexican food, and we were having a fiesta, drinking Coronas, watching some Mexican movies, well, Mexican themed movies. Basically, yeah, drink booze, eat snacks, cook, watch movies, stare at the wall.
At the wall.
I don't know, sleep. We were doing some naps and stuff like that. You don't want to go out too much because of the
Poland?
the hay fever thing. So otherwise, we would take bike rides or something. But because of that pollen, you don't want to get exposed to that either.
But the weather has been really shabby.
Most days have been bad, so we couldn't really bike anyway. But I did run that one day.
On a windy day.
Yeah, it was crazy windy.
Jackie Chan windy day.
Jackie Chan? Windy?
There was a movie that like Jackie Chan was running against like.
Oh yeah, the wind.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do when I was running. Richard Garcia, $5 super chat. Wow, baby, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Me and my dog looking like ninjas when we go for a walk. Yeah.
Like that mask.
Well, I was wearing this mask. The last day I had to work, when I went to leave, I put on the mask. I put on a beanie hat, a black beanie hat, a leather jacket, and black boots. And every Japanese person at my work was laughing. They said it looked like a gangster or a thug or something. So yeah, I'm looking like a bandit now. But Richard Garcia is looking like a ninja. So you suit up your dog too? You get your dog some mask action or something? I'm loving it, baby. Hashtag making the best of it. Maurice says April is also the best, not the best, the start of the school year. Yes.
Yep.
It's the start of the school year. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to start early, like normal? Are they going to delay it?
Yeah, lots of graduations and ceremony to like start, like entering ceremony
Entrance ceremonies, yeah.
are cancelled. So
Okay.
that's very sad, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned that some people are graduating this year, so if they can't attend their graduation ceremony, that's kind of bad, right?
It's kind of missing a live event, right? So
Granted, if I was a kid, I probably would be happy because I didn't like those events.
Yeah,
I always
if
got
you're-
bored.
if you're a kid, maybe, but like if
Well,
you're just
in high
imagine-
school, I was bored. Those
Yeah,
things are
but if-
boring.
imagine if you're like finishing university and then you're just
Yeah.
about to start working, which is kind of notorious that you can't get holidays and stuff.
Okay.
Then your graduation in kimono is cancelled, and then you have to work soon, and you can't probably go on a travel or something.
Yes.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. That's harsh. All right, so as far as the weekdays, yeah, we're working kind of. You are working a lot. I'm studying Japanese. Weekends, drink booze, don't go out. Although we do go out once a week. Usually on Saturday nights we do go out. We've still maintained that.
Otherwise, I'll go just crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to
So-
go stir crazy.
Like, it's so depressing to stay at home all the time. Like,
Yes.
it feels safer maybe, but like it's just kind of very unhealthy, and it's just not normal.
Yeah, it feels wrong. So we do tend to go out. We have an area we like, which is around Tokyo Station. That tends to have less people anyway. Tokyo Station is busy on weekdays because it's a big working district.
Yeah, but not too much. It's pretty spacious.
Yes.
For the number of the people.
Compared to like Shinjuku or Shibuya,
Yeah.
it's not that crowded. And on weekends, it's even less crowded on a normal situation. Without the virus, it's still not too crowded. Now it's less crowded because of this virus, so I don't know what percent of people are around there. We went out there last night. Depending on where you were, like some areas had more people, some had less. I would say in general there was like 30% as many people as there used to be. We went out last weekend, maybe it was like 40%.
Yeah, these shops kind of started short hours.
Yes.
So the shops were closed like earlier by 2 hours than usual,
Yeah.
which was to my surprise. Like, it's not really surprise, I guess, but
We kind of knew that they were going to change their hours for March, but
yeah, like that felt super early for Tokyo standard.
we went to our favorite sushi shop and we knew they probably were going to close, but we arrived at about like what, 8:20, 8:30?
8:20, and they usually open like until 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So like even if they close earlier, I thought that would be like 10 p.m. or something, but they were closing at 9 yesterday.
So we arrived and we had to take our last order as soon as we arrived. That was like the last time you could order. We ordered a bunch of sushi, but I mean, I was satisfied. They even gave us some extra sushi because I think they were just happy to see a customer, and we are kind of like regulars, but they gave us some extra
Yeah,
bonus
the
sushis.
restaurant was really really empty. We've never seen that empty there.
Yeah. Same with our favorite cake shop, which we went to last weekend. That was very empty too.
Like, this cake shop is super popular and
There's usually a line.
like long line.
Yeah.
But that cafe was pretty much empty last weekend.
Yes.
It's so sad and scary.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, you know. I mean, in a way, it's calming to see less people, and I would say it feels good in a way, but I feel bad for the shop. We like that sushi shop, and I'm worried. Even my favorite staff member there, who's this big guy with a big smile on his face, he wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, man, like, is the guy taking a day off? Maybe he's not getting paid as much.
Yeah, so those, those shops tend to like kind of suffering these days because of e-commerce emerged, emerging e-commerce and stuff. So I feel so worried about these businesses.
Yeah, yeah, it can have a big impact. And we do go out, but like, well, I'm still worried for sure.
We really, really choose the time it should be empty. Like we
Yeah,
try to avoid any packed trains, packed
yeah.
places. We try to be open air places, like all spacious
There's a lot
places.
of things that we can't do, which we would take for granted, like going to karaoke.
That's something we would like on a like a boring Saturday night or something.
Yeah, if it's just a day that nothing's happening, like karaoke is fun, but now I think I don't want to be in that place because
So stuffy.
I think the air is not really circulated well, and I think this virus lives on surfaces, so I don't think they sanitize the whole room between each customer.
Nope.
So I don't want to go to karaoke, crowded neighborhoods, crowded trains, any kind of events. A lot of them are being canceled, but I wouldn't want to go to an event. I like going to the gym, but I can't really go. Um,
Most of the theme parks are closed, like um,
yeah,
regardless of the sizes, like from Tokyo Disneyland and to like kind of smaller aquariums and museums.
yes. I feel kind of paranoid too, like, well, let's just say real paranoid. Anytime someone coughs or sneezes, let's just say I rub her neck like you wouldn't believe because, I don't know. Like, I think people have to go out sometimes, even if you aren't feeling well. Maybe there's a reason you have to go out, but most of the time, I feel like, I don't think these people have to go out. We saw yesterday there's a group of five or
Ladies.
six ladies who looked like they were having like a meetup or a ladies' night out, and they were all kind of doing the bow thing.
ありがとうございました。
So I think they
Like that.
were getting ready to,
Say bye. Yep.
yeah, go home. But while we saw them from a distance, well, heard them from a distance, they all had masks on, but one of the women was like coughing uncontrollably.
Yeah, she was coughing a lot and
And
heavily.
I was like, man, like, this looks like an optional meetup. It's not like a work thing. I just thought, man, why does this woman have to go out?
Like
She should stay home.
Yeah, she was really coughing, like coughing real hard.
Yeah.
But she was like just kind of, she had a mask and she kind of
I think she was covering her mouth, but
too. But like, if she's coughing that much, that doesn't really help. And she was still kind of looking into everyone, so I was
she
like,
was doing it mid bow. Like she was bowing while everyone was close to her, and I thought, man, I wouldn't want to be that close to her. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to make anyone feel bad, but like, I don't think if I'm sick, I'm not going to go out. I don't want to go out if I'm sick. So if someone coughs or sneezes, I definitely avoid them. I move away. And in that way, I feel worried. But other people don't seem to react. Like if someone's coughing on the train, people will sit next to them and they don't seem to react. So I don't know. Maybe it's my problem. Maybe I'm overly paranoid. Yeah. Mr. Wealth says, "What's up, you two? Hope you've been doing well. We're doing real well, baby." Critical Eats Japan says, "I wouldn't feel comfortable going to a movie theater either." Yeah. I haven't been going to movie theaters too much anyway because I don't like most of the new movies that are out, but yeah, I wouldn't go now for sure. Mr. Wealth says, "A lot of the coronavirus health scare is propaganda here in the States. Only elderly die, and the flu is currently more deadly by far." Yeah, I hear that, but why then would they quarantine entire cities. You know what I mean? Like, and I've seen plenty of examples of people that were healthy doctors in China that died. So they say it's a scare, but I don't know. Why would they quarantine entire cities? I don't know about that. Um, Otaku Tensai. Wow. Another super chat. Thank you so much. Otaku Tensai.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Otaku Tensai says, I hope the virus gets under control soon, wondering if it'll be weeks or months.
That's something we really don't know either.
Like, I don't see any end in sight, you know what I mean? We'll get to that, but I don't see what's the solution.
Yeah.
I guess one solution, the thing is, if you close down everything, that's an economic risk that could actually kill people. If you just close down everything, no one can work, no one can earn money, it causes an economic collapse. People lose their jobs, then people could die too. So you kind of have to strike a balance, I think. You can't quarantine everything, but you can't do nothing either. Mr. Wealth says media has an agenda. That's why the numbers are lying on deaths. I wouldn't worry. Well, I hope you're correct, Mr. Wealth. I hope you're correct. To me, I feel like the media has the agenda to underreport things because they were slow to start even talking about it. And I don't know. I don't know what their agenda is. But one thing's for sure, Mr. Wealth, I do not trust the media, and I do not trust any government. So, I can agree with you on that, at least. Yeah, Zika virus and Ebola were supposed to be huge, then they weren't. Yeah. It's true. Most of these things end up not being as bad as they say they're going to be. This one, they're quarantining whole cities. I don't know what's the difference. If it's different, I don't know. I hope you're right. Okay. Where'd my notes go here? Oh, yeah. So, we're going to move on to the government response. The government response, I would say, well, people are very critical of it in Japan, right?
I think so.
I think everything's politicized, unfortunately, so whatever, side you happen to be on, well, you're going to be automatically critical of whoever's in power, okay? I don't know how bad it really is, but I always felt like they were slow to react, it seemed. What did you think, Akina?
I thought so too. Like, the thing I always wondered is that the government was encouraging to introduce work from home or like change the long time hours, and they were encouraging like change the bad habits in workplace in Japan
Okay.
because of the Olympics and other like health welfare things.
Yeah.
But with this condition, this is another time they probably should encourage or push work from home habits. But
Yes.
they are not really doing it. Like they say, like we would recommend to commute on the less peak time, but that's pretty much it. Or like we would recommend to do work from home, but that's it. They don't take any action more than that, really.
Yes. The culture here for Japan is people should be showing FaceTime. They should be in the office. They work hard here, or at least they...
We are like really offline people when it comes to work, and we tend to be very patient with bad circumstances or environments.
Yes.
Unless we are officially told not to come into the office or like not to do something.
Yeah. So basically the government needs to take responsibility, leadership responsibility. The government should be telling businesses to have employees work from home if they can work from home. Maybe they should provide some tax incentive to companies for letting people work from home. They should tell people to do something, maybe command them to do something, and they should provide some incentive too. But they just kind of made suggestions. I think the only thing they really did that was concrete was they closed down those schools. But you said that people criticized that anyway, right?
Yeah, because of that, like it was not really practical for many parents that both work, or like some vendors that do lunch supplies for schools,
Yep.
and so that kind of affected some hospitals too, that they couldn't open the hospital because they didn't have enough staff members
Yes.
who had to go back to home to take care of kids and stuff.
Yeah, so I think no matter what the government does, they're going to receive criticism for sure. I just think that the trains are so packed in Japan. If there is a chance that this is a turbo virus, which I think it is, the government should really encourage people to either, work different hours, like stagger the commute time, or work from home. They should encourage people to do it because those trains are so packed. Like,
Yeah, and the government was already encouraging it to, like, to improve our work-life balance.
Yeah.
Or like what, like life.
before the virus ever happened, yeah.
Yeah, so this is just another reason that, and maybe this was cool chance to
Yeah.
encourage the company to improve the situation now,
It's kind of forcing companies to make people work from home.
but they don't do that.
A lot don't, though, so yeah, yours luckily is more open-minded. But
Like my company is not like 100% Japanese company, it's more like European company, so that's kind of different for me.
yeah,
There were some Japanese companies that went on work from home, which is like Shiseido. Some of you might know for skincare or cosmetic from Japan.
yeah,
So there are some Japanese companies too, but not too many. I would say like maybe 40% or 50%.
yeah. Let me move this logo down here. I think it's cut off. Let's see how it looks now. All right, let's see what we got here. Mr. Wells says, got nothing but love for you guys. I haven't been getting updates from your channel. Yeah, we had that, we had our honeymoon and then we got back. The turbo virus was happening.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
yeah. We wanted to do it, but like I didn't feel like happy enough to make good or positive
Yeah.
videos, to be honest. Like this is like deep down this is kind of depressing time. I tried to stay positive and like try not to care or worry too much
Yeah.
to affect my life, but at the same time in deep down it feels like very sad and worried. It kind of reminds me of the time around like 3/11 time, which is like you never know what's happening and there could be like real danger to you,
The
but
311 was the earthquake
yeah, earthquake like with the
and
Fukushima radiation.
disaster.
So and it feels like so sad in my chest. This is actually the time that event happened, so it kind of strongly reminds me of the time. It also feels guilty to have fun during this time too, which is kind of weird, maybe tendency that we have here.
Yeah, in Japan, people.
It's like a big difficult time, so just be patient, don't have fun kind of feeling, which is kind of maybe mentality from World War II. But
It's an interesting mentality, but it really happens. Yeah.
yeah, and when we make videos, we try to be happy and positive all stuff, but it's difficult these days somehow.
Yeah, I go through phases. Like, we were happy yesterday. We went. There's a favorite shop we have, which has the best cheese ever.
We should do
The
a video
best
about
cheese.
it.
Yeah, we
By the
should do a video about it. The best cheese ever. It's Japanese. It's like miso cheese.
Yeah,
It's
cheese,
so
salt, and miso.
good. It's so good. But anyway, we have times we're feeling good. Last night, you got a new jewelry box, and we had a nice dinner, and We had the cheese and wine later. We watched a movie. That was
Yeah,
nice.
but even then, kind of things kind of sneaks in to these good things. Like we saw our favorite restaurant had so little number of customer there and stuff,
Yeah.
and the area was kind of so dead, and we kind of were worried about the businesses.
Yeah.
So no matter how much we try to make ourselves happy, there's like always like sneak peek of sad, depressing parts.
Right. Right. Well, Danny G, another super chat from DG, as they call him.
Gee.
$5 super chat from the DG. Have you experienced kansen kakushi from your kansen kakushi
Kansen
from your employers? I have heard it from others in Japan. What is that?
So kansen means like the employers hide that there was someone who was infected, so that they can keep their business doing.
What?
So I had an experience by myself, and I think I saw a news about it, but I might be kind of imagining it. But I think that could happen some
Okay.
places. Like that's another bad thing about Japan. I think it could happen.
That's freaky.
Anywhere, I guess.
That's freaky. Thanks, Danny, for that super chat. All right, so government response. Yeah, they're not providing enough leadership, not encouraging people to work from home enough. People in Japan tend to just power through any kind of bad circumstance, so you kind of have to tell them, really tell them that they have to work from home. Otherwise, they won't. The other thing is we don't really know how bad it actually is. Like, we see neighboring countries, like, not China, yeah, but especially South Korea, which is more on the comparable level of development. South Korea is testing a lot. They had some people in a cult there, Shincheonji, which spread the disease a lot, and now they're testing people aggressively. I think they have a more accurate picture of how many people are really infected. But in Japan, I don't feel like a lot of testing is happening. I did see some statistics about it, but I kind of forgot the exact numbers. But it seems like way less tests are happening.
Yeah, when I read the news like a couple of weeks ago when the Shincheonji thing occurred,
Yeah.
there was some articles that were saying like Korea is testing like 200 times more than Japan do.
200 times more, wow.
So I don't know how true it is, because it's very difficult to see the whole picture these days.
Yeah.
But there are lots of people saying that they couldn't have a test, even though they think they might have the virus themselves.
Yeah.
And then again, there is a rumors that they are also kind of just too paranoid or something. So we never know which is the true story.
We don't know what's going on. I would say in general, of course, Japanese people have good hygiene. Well, there are sometimes people don't wash their hands when they go to the bathroom. Usually old guys. It's my biggest pet peeve of all time. Old guys sometimes don't wash their hands in a public restroom after going to the bathroom. I hate that. But aside from that, usually the hygiene is very good here. You know, people are wearing masks. Whatever, it's clean. But I think that only goes so far, and I don't know how bad it really is here. I don't think the government's being proactive enough, and I don't feel like I have an accurate picture of how many people are really infected. And most people don't seem concerned to me. I'm sure that some are, you know.
I think it could be something to do with Japanese culture again. Like we tend to hide our emotions sometimes, especially when it comes to disasters. So that's kind of like, especially when it comes to men, they kind of want to look like strong and stuff.
Men want to look strong?
like kind of quiet.
Okay.
Like they're kind of like, if you think of samurais, they kind of tend to be quiet.
The
When it's-
samurai spirit.
Yeah, the samurai spirit.
Okay.
So yeah, that could be it. Like I talked to one of my coworkers who is like 50s, I guess, and it's a he, and I was wondering if he doesn't, like, he's not worried or anything because he keeps coming to the office and didn't say much about the virus situation. So I asked, like, oh, is it only me that is so worried? Like, aren't you worried? And he said he is actually worried, and then he just comes into the work because he doesn't feel right, or he feels guilty to work from home,
Yeah.
and he's too honest to say, like, I am not confident that I would do my work if I work from home.
Right.
So
Well, I think you can work from home pretty well because you seem like a busy bee typing away on that computer nonstop. So I think some people can work from home. Maybe some can't. I don't know as far as being productive. But let's see. Allison Gladstone says, corn virus of death. Mr. Wealth says, if coronavirus turns out to be nothing more than flu, you owe me some sushi. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we owe you some sushi if this isn't as bad as we'll see what happens. Critical Eats says, don't wash your hands after using the washroom equals samurai spirit. Actually, maybe, yeah, like, actually, maybe. I think samurai, maybe they weren't, Do you see a samurai, like, meticulously washing his hands? I don't think so.
well, they wipe the blood on the blade, maybe. I don't
Okay.
know if it's true though, like in the movies.
They wipe off the blood, okay. Well, there you go. So, for the next, the next category, next topic, the last topic, which we kind of already hit on, but the economic impacts is, to me, the scariest part of all. Maybe this virus isn't a big deal. I don't know. But it's stopping people from shopping. It's stopping factories in China. It's stopping many things. Many industries, the tourist industry is being affected vastly here. So it's scary to think about all the industries that are affected. And, even something as simple as gachapon could be affected. Maybe less tourists are coming. Less people are buying plastic because they're thinking of other stuff. I don't know. People are spending more time indoors. Probably companies that would do well would be something like Netflix. Because, if people are just hanging at home watching things like we are, we're watching stuff, usually on iTunes rentals, but some companies might do well, most probably won't. Yeah, basically anything you think. Hotel companies. There was a hotel company that went out of business, right? In Japan.
I think, and that there's a cruise company and a kimono rental company that went out the business already.
Yes.
It's only like, a couple months and they are already gone.
I guess it would already hurt businesses that were not doing well anyway, because any good business should have some cash to weather a storm, right? But if the company is already having a hard time, then this happens, they're done. Which I think there's a pretty substantial amount of companies that aren't doing well anyway. So
I think so.
we went to that onsen last summer, and that whole town was like
Pretty
almost
dead.
like a ghost town.
Yeah.
The onsen itself was separated from the town, but the town, I guess its golden age must have been in the 80s or 90s, I don't know. There were tons of onsens, but they were very, a lot were shut down anyway, right?
Yeah, there were lots of buildings, like old ryokan, which is Japanese style hotels, but many were like shut down and it kind of halfway between wrecked.
The town looked like it was on the verge of complete collapse. Maybe something like this would totally destroy it, I don't know. Things like that aren't doing well, they can potentially disappear. Now, one of the other things is, ever since I came to Japan, 2013, my first trip, there's been a massive increase in the number of Chinese tourists. I'm sure there were some at the time when I came, but I've seen over the years that a massive increase has happened to the point where the vast majority of tourists in some areas are Chinese. Kyoto would be one of them. Maybe, not everywhere, but certain areas, there's a lot of Chinese tourists. Now they're not coming, Maybe some started coming again, but for the most part, a friend of mine just went to Kyoto this week, and she said it was very dead compared to usual. So I think that's having a big impact too.
Yeah.
Chinese are coming less, or not at all. Other foreigners, Westerners, are coming less. Japanese people are canceling their trips.
Yeah, like the government just decided to have 2 weeks of quarantine for visitors from Korea and China, which these countries are one of the main countries that have many visitors.
Yes.
So that will affect our business a lot in
Yeah, actually,
tourism.
yeah. Yeah, that will. So I thought, oh, there's still Chinese people coming, but actually you're right. They did the quarantine, so maybe none are coming now. And I don't see the end in sight for this virus. I know we got the one guy here, Mr. Wealth, says the virus isn't bad. Okay. Well, like I said, they're quarantining places around the world, and I don't see an end in sight. They're supposed to be creating these vaccines, but I think these vaccines take a long time, maybe a year, until they go through all the tests, and then it's okay, it's safe for humans. So, what's the end in sight? Some people hope that the virus will slow down when it becomes warmer. That could be true. I'm looking at the countries every day, and it seems like countries by the equator have not had that many cases. Like, countries that are hot, like, Malaysia, we were going to a friend's wedding in Malaysia at the end of March. Our friend canceled the wedding.
Postponed.
Well, postponed, yeah. She postponed it. So then we ended up canceling our trip and getting most of the money back. But, yeah, Malaysia has low numbers. But even then, you have to pass through these international airports sometimes to get to Malaysia, so...
My worry was plane though, like they circulate
Yes.
air, right? So that might be something like the ship or
We were
what?
like 50%, we just wanted to go anyway. We were thinking, should we go, shouldn't we go?
We were like, if we couldn't get any refund, maybe we just go.
Yeah, but in the end, we could get 99% of the money back, so we didn't go. But I think Malaysia's fine and Japan's good enough that we can go out. So Japan's fine, Malaysia's fine. But if you're in an airport or if you're on a plane, you're trapped on that plane. You can't get off the plane. If someone's coughing like crazy, you can't really move. So that's what we were worried about. There's no end in sight for the virus except maybe warmer weather. But the other thing is the Olympics are coming up, okay? People are saying they should cancel the Olympics, delay the Olympics. Maybe, but...
Yeah, there's a really sad aspect to it now. Like, people think that the government is trying to hide the number of infected people
Yes.
so that they can have the Olympics anyway. So some people are saying like that's the Olympics' fault because that we can't have the actual treatment or like people can't take tests, so they're kind of blaming Olympics. That's
Really?
very sad. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of national prides involved with this, and people invested a lot of money, worked very hard, and everyone was looking forward to it. Maybe not me necessarily, because I thought it's going to be so busy with so many people here. But in general, people were looking forward to it, and I always like to watch the Olympics on TV. But, if this has to be delayed or something, it can really ruin a lot of people's plans, and there's a lot of lost or invested money on the line.
Yeah,
A lot
I
of
feel
sunk.
bad for the athletes too. They
Yeah.
must have, dedicated
athletes.
their life, pretty much like everything for Olympics.
Yes.
So,
So that's a worry, and we'll have to see. They're supposed to. I had in my mind that they're supposed to decide by May
yeah.
24th. May 24th. We'll see what they say. So, yeah, there's some Western travelers still coming to Japan, but most of the non-Japanese Asians seem to not be coming. That's basically it. That's basically it as far as our notes are concerned. So, Richard Garcia, thank you again for that $5 super chat, baby. Is DEMA problem in Japan? Some people are blaming the toilet paper shortage on it. What is DEMA?
Dema is a fake rumor or like fake news.
Okay.
So so the toilet paper things it's supposed to have started from a demo
Okay.
and a lie, and that there was some demo that saying like they were using the paper to make masks and they were gonna make less toilet rolls and tissue papers.
Yes.
So that's the problem on demo. Yep.
Yeah. Critical Eats says, stuck on a plane for 10 hours, breathing recycled air. Yikes. Yeah. Well, just imagine if you're on that plane. Now, let's say there's someone coughing nonstop, but you're in the back of the plane and that person's in the front. Well, okay, maybe,
Wait,
it's bad, but maybe just stay away. But what if the person's sitting, like, right next to you? What are you going to do? I feel like I'd just freak out and just punch the person or something.
like when we were thinking about if we should cancel or not, cancel the trip or not,
Yeah.
I was thinking of like maybe we should take a Mistima, like that thing, the spray thing that we have.
Oh, yeah. There's a spray that she uses because they sold out of masks. They have the spray which she sprays before she goes to
Oh,
work.
I didn't mean that one.
Oh, well, we got to talk about that. What spray?
That spray, the sanitizing spray that we have.
Just spray your whole face?
No, like just spray the whole air all the time, like
Okay.
every 10 minutes or
Okay.
something. But I guess we can't take any liquids into the plane. So
Yeah.
that was.
You can't. They give you a limit, so you might be able to take little containers, but
Maybe we can have like the condensed one, then dilute it on the plane.
Oh,
and then
yeah. We bought this condensed, like, sanitizer thing that you have to. One part of the sanitizer to like 100 or 200 parts water. It's basically a turbo chemical, so like if I get that on my skin on its own, I'm kind of afraid.
Me too.
But you bought this one product because they sold out of the masks. But you found this product which they sell in the mask aisle, and they still sell it. It's like this magical spray which creates a force field. So you spray. You
Wow.
use it on the one day a week that you go to work.
Yeah.
You spray your face down.
I use it more for pollen though.
It's in theory, it's supposed to create like some static or electricity force field that blocks pollen particles from coming to your face.
Yeah,
But
and
it's
it works for my hay fever,
You said you noticed a difference, right?
Yeah.
But it's supposed to reflect viruses too, I think it said. So I don't know.
Yeah, it does say so, but I don't know if that works for this virus.
Yeah, I actually didn't try it yet, but maybe I should try it. Just spray my face with the force field. Fire Pantherus says, sadly, Lysol doesn't kill it. I don't know what's supposed to kill this virus. Maybe the force field is the best way to go. Akina explaining Japanese is amazing. Yeah, it is. Maybe we need another live stream with Akina, just describing random Japanese things.
Yeah. Japanese, as in language?
Japanese culture and language. We had the Dark Side of Japan series, which we haven't done recently, although we do. There's two we filmed that I haven't edited yet. We were usually doing these dark topics on the dark side, like on our Patreon. But I thought this topic, we kind of have to tell people, what's going on. We have to share this one with everybody, so that's why we did this as a live stream. But other than that, I think that's basically it. I forgot to buy Corona beers before we did this live stream. But I guess it's better that we didn't, because otherwise I probably would have to piss like a mad bull.
Well, there's a news in Japan that's saying like 38% of beer drinking Americans don't want to drink Corona beer now. So
to me, I thought it was helping with them because it's free publicity, and I want to drink Corona more, actually, now thinking of it, I made all that Mexican food for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday of last week. I made a bunch of Mexican food. We had Coronas. It was like a fiesta. So to me, I'm thinking it should help with their marketing. Actually, on Tuesday, I bought the last 2 Coronas. So I think maybe there's a shortage in Japan. Mr. Wealth says Okina. No, not Okina.
Okina is an old man.
Akina is dope as heck.
Thank you.
Dope means like mad cool. Fire Panther. Yeah, one more time.
You.
Yeah, mad cool, yo. Fire Pantherus says they say you need to mix a lot of alcohol, at least 60%, and aloe for skin. Yeah, we needed some of that aloe action. Well, anyway, I think that's basically it for the coronavirus update. Maybe we'll do another one in the future, but I do think we kind of said most of
Yeah, I hope we don't have to do, so
Yeah.
that everything will be settled down then.
Maybe we can do some more positive topics, you know what I mean? Just get back to, quote, normal videos.
Yeah, we want to make some positive ones.
And I think we summed up everything that happened since January, so that's kind of a lot of updates. So, yeah, thanks a lot, everybody, for the super chats.
Thank you very much.
Because I didn't say, but YouTube demonetized this video before we even started. As soon as I scheduled the video and I put all the tags in, like coronavirus and all the title and stuff, they demonetize it. I think they don't want to advertise anything.
To do with this.
A pandemic, I don't know. But anyway, thanks to the super chats, it was good for us to help us to survive, I guess, indirectly. Richard Garcia says, mad respect, stay safe.
Thank you.
What is the hitting sound? Well, I don't know.
Maybe you were touching the mic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I was hitting that microphone. I'm really sorry about that. But, I've probably been doing it the whole freaking time, but, sorry about that. So thanks a lot. I hope Mr. Wealth is correct. I hope that this virus ain't that bad. Thanks a lot, everyone, for tuning in. Danny G, everyone else. Stay awesome. Stay tolerant, okay?
And stay safe.
Yes. Stay awesome, stay tolerant, stay safe. And we hope you have a real nice day. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.
Mata ne.
Mata ne.